What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on LeBron James. And a while ago, I made a video about LeBron James and him choosing Jay Z as his more so as a mentor and somebody to look up to, right? And I think now that when you look at LeBron James' situation and you look at Jay Z's situation and how they are, their situations, in my opinion, kind of mirror each other, right? LeBron James, I think, in my opinion, he's in a situation where he can't retire. I think the people behind LeBron James that are pulling the strings are not allowing him to retire, right? And I think the same thing goes for Jay Z. I think Jay Z is in a situation where he can't retire. Jay Z has been talking up and speaking about retiring from the rap business for like about 15 years at least. He's been talking about retiring. After every album he put out, like he's talking about this is it. I'm retiring. I guess he wanted to focus on just managing people's career or working behind the scenes. LeBron James is to a point where he can't even speak about retiring because the people who that I believe that are pulling the strings behind LeBron James don't really, they're not interested in LeBron James retiring. Like once you put yourself in a position that you commit to certain people and you take a certain oath, and no matter how much dirt you do or how much you whatever you do to appease these people that you pledge your allegiance to, it don't really matter. It's not like you could put in 20 years and you can get a gold watch, or you know what I mean, you get some type of pension plans and they let you ride off into the sunset. Like it don't work like that. And I'm thinking LeBron James is finding out now. Like, like you work. I mean, I think it's going to be a situation with LeBron James, even when he step away from basketball. He's going to constantly be out there feeling like he got to do something to keep his name relevant, because what's going to happen is everything that he worked for is going to be at risk. And if the people that's pulling the strings feel like LeBron James is no longer useful, then that's when they're going to start to pull away some of those luxuries that LeBron James and his family enjoy, right? And so that's what's going to happen. Like, and you see the same thing that's going on with Jay Z. People are talking about, Jay Z is broke. That's why Jay Z had to come back and do, he's doing concerts and stuff again. For a long time, it seemed like Jay Z wanted to go in a different direction, and it would seem that with all the money that Jay Z have, that would give him more options. Like you don't have to rap anymore. You know what I mean? And like if you're a billionaire, you can go set up some other type of business, invest in that, and grow that and live that away, right? But the people who pulling the strings behind these guys, they don't want that for them. It's not about what Jay Z want. It's not about what LeBron James want. It's about what your handlers want and the people who control you, what they want, right? And so I want to play a quick little piece from what Jason Whitlock said about LeBron James and him choosing to look up to Jay Z as opposed to Michael Jordan.
James has a GOAT, and it's not Michael Jordan. LeBron James revealed this yesterday when talking about who his inspirations are. To some degree, it's Michael Jordan, but his real GOAT is Jay Z. And of course, if you know me, I got a problem with that. But I also have a problem with Michael Jordan for LeBron James choosing Jay Z, a rap music mogul.
All right, let me say I don't have an issue with Michael Jordan not reaching out to LeBron James, right? And some people have said, well, it was up to Mike to pass on his basketball knowledge and his wisdom to LeBron James. I disagree, because those people are just looking at it from a basketball standpoint. Like if it was just about basketball and Mike could pass on, different tips of how to be a successful basketball player, and that's one thing. But the big picture is about legacy and money, right? Say Michael Jordan helped LeBron James and put LeBron James in a position where as though he could win 6, 7, 8 rings, right? Then that puts Michael Jordan's legacy at risk. That means that, Nike is going to jump off of the Michael Jordan bandwagon onto the LeBron James because he's young, he's hot, he's more current. So why would Michael Jordan help LeBron James? Why would he help LeBron James put him in a position where he could sweep Mike under the rug? So it's not just about basketball. It's about, like Michael Jordan is on that hamster wheel too, running and performing. But he's just not as public as LeBron James and Jay-Z. He's doing it a different way. Michael Jordan, his effect, his leverage comes through his fan base, how much people love and adore him. So it's good to keep Michael Jordan around if you are the powers that be, right? And so, like I said, that's why I'm thinking that Michael Jordan was interested in helping LeBron James to surpass him, because now you don't need Michael Jordan. So let me get back to what Jason Whitlock is saying, though.
As his GOAT, some of that blame falls on Michael Jordan. We'll discuss that today on Fearless.
All right. So now, with LeBron James choosing to mimic and LeBron James choosing to follow in Jay-Z footprints, and you can see, like, some people say that Jay-Z is not a very loyal person, right? He the kind of guy who people accuse him of stabbing people in the back. Some people say the same thing about LeBron James, right? And so my thing is, if you do what they do, then you get what they got, right? And LeBron James was not very I think at this point in time, LeBron James is just kind of regretting following in Jay-Z footsteps, because LeBron James is going through the very same things that Jay-Z is going through. Jay-Z, had to go back to work. He back out there doing concerts and everything. They're not allowing Jay-Z to to dip his toes into any other arena other than the rap arena. You are forever a performer. The same thing for LeBron James. Like, LeBron James wants to own a basketball team. LeBron James has other business aspirations and business goals. It's not going to go like that. Like, whatever LeBron James do is going to be connected to basketball. They're not going to allow, like, it's LeBron James not going to be sitting up in the skybox as the owner of a basketball team. They've already told LeBron James they don't want LeBron James to own a team. LeBron James and his longtime friend, business partner Maverick Carter, was floating it out there that they might try to compete against the NBA, and that right there got squashed in a hurry. That comment, you don't even hear them talking about that no more. That's just imagine, like LeBron James, he not gonna make those kind of mistakes, man, because once you think that you bigger than the people that made you, then they'll make an example out of you, right? And I think a prime example of that is the guy Puff Daddy, right? Puff Daddy thought that he had leverage, and he thought that he could be bigger than the people that made him, and he can embarrass these people publicly. And now you got Puff Daddy, sitting where he's sitting at. His empire is very much at risk, right? And so I think LeBron James and Jay-Z see this, and they know that these people mean business. They not playing with y'all, man. If they say you're going to rap for the rest of your life, you're going to rap. If LeBron, you'll have no other business, in my opinion, besides like anything that's affiliated with basketball. Here you got LeBron James with all this gray hair and this beard, and LeBron James. If you always checked out LeBron James, he's a person who is very image conscious, right? He's always brushing his hair. He got the do-rag on, or he had it before he went bald. He used to dye his beard. But LeBron James, man, Now he's not even dyeing his beard. And that, to me, that's almost a cry for help, because he want people to say, man, he's old. He need to retire. He need to sit down. These people not sitting LeBron James down. They don't care how much. They'll sit him down when they want him to sit down. I don't care how much gray hair LeBron James have in his beard. And because he want people to say that, because he can't say it himself, right? And I think right now LeBron James is regretting following in Jay-Z footsteps, man. Here you are, been in the league, 23, going on 24 years, and you still can't sit down and enjoy that 1.5 billion that they say that you're worth, or that they say that you have. You can't even do that, and it's a lot of guys out there, man, that I'm gonna make a video about Stephen A. Smith. Like, you know what I mean? He took that oath, and they put him on every show. They had him on every ESPN show. No way. They're not even gonna allow him to enjoy that money, man. They just gonna work him until, I don't know, until they get tired of working him. And then once they finish working him, they're gonna take everything that they gave from him, and they're gonna take it all back. And these guys right here, and the thing about it, this is happening real time in front of everybody, and where people can see it. So, yeah, that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna check y'all out in the next video. Peace.